Hello YouTube, it's Atticus and I am excited. We finally got some DLC. I just did a video for the trailer and my initial thoughts, and then now we're going to actually learn exactly what we're getting with this DLC. So I got the Steam page right here, and yeah, we're going to read about the Lord, the new units, the Regiments of Renown, and everything. So yeah, let's go ahead and just get into it, guys. So yeah, with this content, we're going to be getting two powerful new legendary lords. Each will have its own, legendary quests and skill trees. You can either play as Clan Skyr, I can never say that word, or the Cult of Sotek. You're also going to get two additional lord types. So that's going to be, you're like a generic lord. So I like, imagine like the Supreme Sorceress and things like that. We're also, this is what I'm really excited about, guys. We're getting 9 new battlefield units all together. And I was hoping for some new maps, but hopefully that'll be a added surprise. So it talks a little bit here about the background, about, each unit, some of the lore. I won't really get into that. I'm more curious about just what exactly we are getting. So we're getting Ikit Claw, and Ikit Claw is the really heavily armored Skaven one who has the flamethrower in one arm and the staff in the other. And yeah, he's going to make Tretch Craven Trail kind of obsolete, because now you're going to have a lord who has anti-large and who has magic. So before, if you wanted Tretch, you still would need to bring a magic, secondary lord who would have access to Lore of Ruin or Lore of Plague. So yeah, I mean, he's going to be he's going to be really powerful, but sorry, choking on gum. But he's going to make Tretch pretty obsolete, but he's going to be really expensive, I do imagine. I'd say anywhere from about like 3,000 gold, maybe even like 2,500 if I had to guess. So this right here kind of talks about some of the things you're going to have in single player campaigns. Like now you're going to have the Forbidden Workshop, which is a lot like the Tomb Kings, how they have access to their, the jars and things like that, and the dwarves have like an armory mechanic. I don't really play a lot of campaign, but yeah, I mean, for you guys who do, this will be kind of exciting. But yeah, let's go ahead and just get into what we're actually going to get here, guys. So for the Skaven, you're getting a unique lord called the Warlock Master, and it says right here, the Warlock Master is a caster lord who uses the Lore of Ruin in battle. Warlock Masters have unique skills which grant further bonuses to Doom Flayers, Doom Wheels, and weapon teams. And this is the really cool part right here. They can be upgraded to ride a Doom Flayer or Doom Wheel in battle. So yeah, that's really cool, guys. So what was the one thing I was saying in my trailer reaction is that I was hoping there was a lot of mount options to keep things interesting, and that's exactly what I wanted. So for the Skaven, your unique units that we're getting are the Rattling Gun teams, and it says right here they're specialist anti-infantry gun teams bearing their rotating rapid-fire Rattling Gun. Rattling guns are heavy damage dealers who also suppress their targets, slowing their movements. So that's going to be really good. I mean, you can do that on the cavalry to keep them from cycle charging. You can do that on lords to slow them down and be able to get, sniped by like artillery pieces and things like that. So yeah, I think that's a really cool trait to have. We also have the Warlock Giselles, and these guys are long-range, armor-piercing sniper infantry. These sharpshooters have the highest quality shields, and the projectiles confer the shield-breaking contact effect. So, yeah, if you have a bronze shield and these guys hit you, it's going to be like you're not having a shield at all. So that's really cool. If you have a silver shield, then you're going to go down to a bronze. And then the Doom Flayers, guys, and these are smaller than a Doom Wheel, but twice as messy. Doom Flayers are designed to punch through enemy lines and deal powerful armor-piercing damage. So, looks like we're getting 3 new units for this Skaven. Interesting choice with the Doom Flayers. I would have liked to have seen a Storm Fiend, but, hey, it's something. For the Regiments of Renown that we're getting for the Skaven, we're getting we're going to start out with a Warp Lightning Cannon. So we're going to get a Regiment of Renown artillery piece. So that's kind of fitting with like the dwarves have one, and Empire has one with the Hellstorm rocket battery, and the dwarves is the Goblin launcher one. So it says this arcane artillery piece stun their enemies with zap contact effect, increasing their target's ability cooldown times. So yeah, that's cool. Imagine doing that like on a Lariel or something like that, or a vampire lord, somebody who has abilities getting hit by that. now they're not going to be able to use their abilities as much. It doesn't say spell casting, so it's going to be abilities, but maybe that could mean spell casting, but either or, it's still going to be neutering. So this is going to be really good for like lords, you don't want to, or spellcasters and things like that. Obviously if you send it just on a normal like dragon or something who doesn't have abilities, you're not going to be really getting the best effect of it. So we're also getting the for clan rats, we're getting the clan Vulcan tail slashers, and it says fiery vermin with high weapon strength who deal flaming attacks while being immune to the effects of flame weapons themselves. So yeah, really interesting. That'll come in handy with regenerating units, vampires, and things like that. Next we have some Plague Monk Censer Bearers, and they're called the Blight's Cab Plague Pack, and it says heed the word. Blight's Cap Plague Pack have the Demagoguery ability, granting the immunity to psychology attribute to nearby friendly units. So yeah, that is really powerful, guys. Immunity to psychology. You throw those guys into the line of your Skaven now, and they're not going to be routing when like a Manticore launches in, or when the Sisters of Singing Doom come in, or things that cause terror. So that's really powerful. That's a really game-changing Regiment of Renown. That could really help keep a Skaven front line. And yeah, I think that's really cool. Definitely, probably going to be expensive. I mean, already Censer Bearers are over 1,000 something gold. So I imagine these guys will probably be like 1,500 if I had to guess. Next, we're getting a Regiment of Renown rattling gun weapons team, and these guys are called the Teeth Breakers. And it says these sneaky shooters can carry concealment bombs, granting them stock and unspottable at a moment's notice. So yeah, I mean, this help these guys get into position to be able to start firing at people, and it can help them escape, I imagine, if they're like getting shot at by Way Watchers or things like that. And this right here is another really game-changing one for the Skaven. These are like the Pure Mains Company, or the Blades of the Blood Queen. We have the Council Guard, and this is actually lore accurate because the what are they called? The Tomb Guard, not Tomb Guard, but I'm having a brain fart here. The Lizardmen Halberd units, you know what I'm talking about. Those guys are meant to be protectors of Lord Mazdamani and the Salon. So what they're going to have here is drilled in the protection of their masters. The Council Guard are unbreakable and have the Guardian ability. So yeah, Guardian ability I think is 18 physical resistance to a Lord or hero. So yeah, I mean now Salon, whenever you take a Salon or Lord Mazdamani on foot, you're not going to worry about them getting sniped. You'll have a really reliable unit to be like bodyguards for them, and also they'll be really good at just holding a front line. I mean, unbreakable units are always, a win. Next we have a Warlock Giselle's Regiment of Renown called the Natty Booballs Sharpshooters, and it says the ultimate sniper crew. Natty Booballs Sharpshooters have both stalk and the snipe abilities. So yeah, I mean now we're gonna have like Way Watchers with sniper rifles. So that's really cool. I'll take it. Next we get some Doomflayers, Regiment of Renown. I was hoping for some Rat Ogre Regiment of Renowns. I'll have to admit, I was hoping for like a Regiment of Renown, maybe like a Storm Fiend upgrade or something like that. So that's probably one of my disappointments on the Skaven roster, but everything else is really cool. It's called the Dwarf Thing Menace, and it says perfect for Scythering through tough Dawi armor. The Dwarf Thing Menace have the Sunder ability, contact effect, and causes fear. So yeah, sundering armor. These guys are already supposed to be chewing through front lines, and yeah, you mix these guys in with your infantry, and they're gonna be able to just do more damage since they do have armor, Sunder armor. And then last but not least, we have a Doom Wheel Regiment of Renown called the Wheels of Doom. Fires extra powerful missiles which confer the discourage contact effect on their target. So yeah, the discourage is like what the Hawkeyes of Dracura, the Way Watcher Regiment of Renowns have. It lowers leadership. So yeah, that's your Regiment of Renown for the Skaven. That's your 3 new units and your 2 lords, Ikit Claw and the Warlock Master. So yeah, only 3 units, and the Lizardmen are actually getting a lot more, strangely enough. But I did say that I thought Lizardmen were a little bit in a worse spot than Skaven. Like they really needed a little bit more variety, so it makes sense. So alright guys, let's go ahead and get into the Lizardmen now. And I'll just say this part right here. It says 5 additional Regiments of Renown will become available upon completion of projects in the Forbidden Workshop, but these are not for multiplayer. So yeah, if you're playing campaign, you'll be able to get some Doom Flayers, a Doom Wheel, the Doom Bringers, Warpfire, some Giselles, and Death Dealers Rattling Gun Team. So yeah, just for you campaign play, people. Next, we're getting Tentahanan is how you say it is, the Prophet of Sotek. A red-crested skink emerged after a devastating plague that spread across Lustria. So yeah, the Prophet of Sotek. Let's see if it says anything about his abilities. When performed, these rewarded unique banners. Transforms. Okay, so yeah, it doesn't really say what he's going to be doing though. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into the secondary lore that you're getting for the Leatherman. So we're getting the Red-Crested Skink Chief. So Red-Crested Skink Chiefs are powerful, melee-focused lords capable of leading armies with their own unique skill trees. They may be upgraded. This is really cool. To ride a Horned One, a Ripterdactyl, and later a Fearsome Ancient Stegodon. So yeah, I mean, we're getting a new mount for the Lizardman, a Ripterdactyl, a flying Lizardman mount. So that's really cool. I'll take it. I'm sorry, guys. I don't really know much about the lore of the Prophet of Sotek, and it's not really saying what he does. So yeah, that's why I'm just kind of skipping over it. So for the unique units, look at all these units that we're getting for the Lizardmen. So we're getting, in the trailer I said that we had red-crested skinks. We were getting skink cohorts that had great weapons. Well, they are just the red-crested skinks. And it says, armed with a great weapon, the red-crested skinks deal armor-piercing damage. Moving at a tremendous pace, they are well-equipped to swiftly outflank the enemy and strike from the side or rear. So yeah, that is really cool. I mean, that is something definitely the Lizardmen needed, was some armor-piercing, some cheap armor-piercing. And having it on a skink, that means you're going to have aquatics, so they'll be able to walk over water, not be slowed down. And yeah, they won't be shielded if they're a great weapon variant, but yeah, I mean, at least they'll be fast. Then next we're going to have the Salamander Hunting Pack, and it says powerful range attack monster that hurls fireballs, dealing flaming attacks in melee and cause fear. Their high speed enables them to reposition swiftly in the field. So yeah, really interesting. Hurls fireballs, it says. So it's going to be a range unit that can also get in close. So it's going to be maybe like a not a Wild Rider, but yeah, Sisters of the Thorn, or what are those ones for the what else called? Thorn Rider, Sisters of the Thorn. You know the one I'm talking about. The ones that have the 2 bound spells. So I'll be really curious. Is this just like they have 15 ammunition of their fireballs, or is it like a one-time spell like Doomfire Warlocks? So yeah, it'd be really interesting. Also, you guys, we're getting an Ancient Salamander. So it says a vast and vulnerable salamander that hurls huge fireballs, dealing high damage and making the target more vulnerable to further flame attacks. The Ancient Salamander also deals flaming attacks in melee and causes terror. So yeah, another terror-causing unit. It's always good. So yeah, we're getting a lot of salamanders. So it looks like we're gonna have another large dinosaur, add to the roster. I think Lizardmen already have that pretty much covered. But, the fireball is going to come in a lot of handy if things like Vampire Coast and Norska with their, weakness to fire. And even Tomb Kings have a weakness to fire. Next, guys, this is the one I'm really excited about. Ripterdactyl Riders. Flying anti-infantry cavalry ridden by skinks, dealing powerful armor-piercing damage in melee. So, yeah, these guys are going to be the bane of artillery pieces. They're going to be the, cavalry and things like that. So these guys are going to be really powerful. Probably have a really good charge bonus as well. And guys, we're getting an Ancient Stegodon, Engine of the Gods, and it says a variant of the mighty Stegodon mounted with the Engine of the Gods, which can use the Burning Alignment beam attack and the Portent of Warding to protect nearby friendly units. So yeah, I'm not sure how much of a ward save that'll be, but yeah, I mean, that sounds really fun. Imagine it being almost like a Regiment of Renown, but it's just a new unit altogether. So yeah, it's like variety. It's like, imagine like a War Mammoth, and then you have War Mammoth, at the War Shrine and things like that. So yeah, I mean, that's what it is. So variety is the spice of life, guys. And then last but not least, we have a Bastiladon Arc of Sotek, and it says Bastiladon mounted with the Arc of Sotek, able to summon a withering vortex of poison-dealing serpents around itself in combat. So yeah, I mean, this is going to be like a poison damage over time around it. So that'll be really good when it's like crushing into front lines. All the units be surrounded by it, and then now it's just doing area of effect damage. So Matt, it's like imagine like a Mortis Engine effect, almost like so it's going to be something we're going to melt pretty quickly. And yeah, so now for the Regiments of Renown, and it says the first one, guys, we're getting an Ancient Stegodon Regiment of Renown. So that's really cool. I mean, I was hoping it would be the T-Rex Regiment of Renown. What are those things called? A Carnosaur. But yeah, because there's one in the lore that has like 70 speed or something like that on the tabletop. It's really powerful. I was hoping for that, but hey, this is the second best thing you could get. It says, armed with the Judgic of Zakmak ability, the Thunderous One calls down bolts of lightning to strike enemies engaging it in melee. So yeah, I'm not really sure what that means. Calls down, is it like a bound spell, or does it just happen automatically? But hey, it's just going to be even more powerful. It's probably going to have firing while moving already. And yeah, so that's really cool. Next, we're getting the Temple Guard. Temple Guard. So these are, your protecting unit. Your really high-powered, babysitter for your lord, and it's called the Star Chamber Guardian. So the Temple Guard. These vulnerable warriors have expert charge defense, magical attacks, and the Guardian attributes. Next, guys, we have some Ripperdactyl Riders, the Colossodons, expert monster fighters. This is really cool. These guys are anti-large Ripperdactyls. So yeah, now you're gonna have something that's gonna really own the sky. So if you dare take like a lord in the air, these guys are gonna just destroy them. So imagine taking Malekith on a black dragon. And these guys will counter that. So, and it's also going to be really good at dealing with calves, since they'll be able to, have probably a really high speed, be able to fly over terrain, not, and just land down and get a guaranteed charge on any cavalry that they do attack. Next, we're going with the Cold One Spear Riders, the I'm really bad at pronouncing things. Hopak cohort, and it says these guys do not have the Primal Instinct trait, so they're going to be like the Knight of the Ebon Claw. The Regiments of Renown for the Dark Elves, the ones that don't rampage. So that's what that means. And they're gifted with Vanguard deployment and immune to psychology. So yeah, Vanguard deployment on a anti-large spear heavy cavalry unit. That's really powerful. I don't think there's any other heavy cav unit in the game that has that. Besides maybe the Hunters of Cornus, the Wild Riders one, but they're not really heavy cav in my opinion. Next, we have some Saurus Spears, Legion of Chukaba. These legendary Saurus warriors have the shields of I can't even say that, granting them significant missile resistance to nearby friendly units. So that's cool, getting missile resistance to your units already. So I mean, I'm seeing a theme here, guys, of just protecting your units. You're going to have units that give Guardian. You're going to have the Thunderous one here that gives a or maybe that was a actual different unit. The Engine of the God that had like a protective aura around your unit. So a lot of the lizards are already to kill are already hard to kill with all their healing and things like that. So yeah, they're really going to be a tough army to deal with. And then we have the Umbral Tide Salamander Hunting Pack. It says tireless and stealthy. The Umbral Tide have both stalk and perfect vigor attributes. So yeah, stalk's always fun. It just gives you a little bit more tactical flexibility. And next, guys, we have a Red Crested Skink Regiment of Renown. It says the cohorts of Sotek. Grilled veterans, the cohorts of Sotek are unbreakable, have the refuse to die ability, which temporarily halts their hit points lost in battle. So, once again, another unbreakable unit. That's just going to make lines hold longer, allow for your artillery in the back or lizards in the back to do damage, and it's really good at just unit unit disruption. If an army's trying to march on you and you have your unbreakable unit just holding up a big group of them, it could kind of split up formations. So that's really powerful. And last but not least, we have some Pterodon Riders. It says the Fafak Sentinels. I know I'm butchering these pronunciations. These agile winged warriors have the dodge attribute, conferring 20% physical resistance, and drop rocks of sundering, temporarily reducing the target's armor. So yeah, that's interesting. That's going to be really good in the dwarf matchup. Physical resistance, I think that does apply. No, it doesn't say missile resistance. So I wonder what that physical resistance would really come in handy for. Maybe if you try to land them. I think you'd want more of a missile resistance since they're flying. So yeah, I'm curious why they chose physical resistance on those guys. Maybe the physical resistance will, be both for the missile and the physical, but I don't know. We'll see. But anyways, guys, that's the new units we're getting, and the new Regiments of Renown. My thoughts on it, guys, or my opinion after reading about this, it has a lot of what I hoped. But like there was a few things that I was really hoping for that we're not getting, like a Carnosaur Regiment of Renown and the Storm Fiend, and a few other things. But like this is really cool. As for the lore choices, I really like Ikit Claw. Prophet of Sotek seems okay. I'm more excited actually for the what was it called? The Red Crested Skink Chief, just because he's a melee focused lord. I think melee focused lords are the most fun to play with. Spells are all cool and dandy, but I like seeing a lord in there like Aranis Assault Spire, doing her little flips and things like that. But overall, guys, I think this is a strong DLC. I'm really excited for it. I hope they keep adding units though. I hope, just like at the Dark Elves and you know, the Empire, Vampires, everybody else. I keep hoping they'll just keep releasing DLC packs, and like eventually we'll just have a complete full roster. But this is definitely cool, guys. I'm definitely excited, and even best, we don't even have to wait that long. I mean, what is it, like 2 weeks away? So the Ever Chosen Invitational is this weekend, and I bet you they'll be able to feature some of the new units like they did with Vampire Coast. So I'm definitely going to be tuning into that. It's this weekend. I hope you guys will as well. So, all right, I hope that was interesting for you guys. It's Atticus, and I'll see you next time. All right, bye.